Well, good evening, our beloveds. Today is the day that the Lord hath made. When you hear that phrase, what does it make you think of? Does it make you think that the day is blessed because the Lord hath made it? Or do you just acknowledge and honor that every day is the day that the Lord hath made, and that there are good days and bad days and hard days and smooth days and bumpy days and disastrous days and sometimes just those meh days. Everything is here to teach you. The problem is, or the difficulty is, when you expect every day to be glorious, to teach you how to manifest money, good looks, a full bank account, the dream job. What about all those people who are suffering? Does that mean that they are somehow less worthy? The homeless or unhoused? The street or sex workers? What about those who are disabled? What about those who are unattractive? What about those who are not as intellectually gifted? What about those who have a speech impediment? What about all those people who have struggled? Does that mean that they are all cursed if they don't look and appear like they have been blessed by God, by the divine? So today, we would ask you to check your privilege. There are people who are manifesting the best that they can, given their lived experience. It is your flawed belief system that only the blessed get to be wealthy, good-looking, and privileged. Where you were born, the family that you were born into, the culture, the economic and educational opportunities. Then there are the disabilities or different abilities, if you will. There are so many factors that come into play. And for humanity to judge the worth of somebody by how they look, how smart they are, how financially abundant they live, is flawed. Because it does not look at the heart of the matter or the master. So let us go back to Jesus, who so many of you follow and believe in. Was he wealthy? Was he good looking? Was he prosperous? By what measure would you say that this philosophy is Jesus driven when he didn't even meet that criteria? So today's message is simply to say, even the poor can be blessed. Even the mighty can be blessed. Even the arrogant can be blessed. Even the judicious can be blessed. Anyone and everyone can be blessed because it is a measure from the heart and not the outward expression or appearance by which and through which many of you judge the prosperity of their holiness. Finding yourself in a privileged position means that you really have a duty to lift others up to where you are at, instead of thumbing your nose at them because they're not as blessed as you are. Have you ever given thought to give away half of your wealth to those who have nothing to help to lift them up? Or would you say, well, no, I don't wish to do that because what about me? I want to live like this. We're not saying you should or could. We're merely saying that a hand up, a helping hand for somebody who is struggling is the most generous thing that you can do, even if they continue to fall down and drown in their own vomit. It is not whether you save them or not that is important. It is whether or not you show up for them with a compassionate heart and a generous checkbook where you can afford it. And in this message, we would ask the wealthy to give a greater percentage of their income so that the poor don't have to offer as much, so that they can instead of have to. When you all share your wealth in a collective pot, it does go a lot further than when you hoard it in your bank account, in your stock market, in your offshore accounts, or in your mattress, or in your art, or any other investment that you have. You cannot take those things with you, but you can take the soul of another being, not to heaven or hell, but to a place where they can maybe manifest more of their own life's purpose because they have an opportunity to feel loved and served and safe and plentiful. There are words that many of you don't understand because you've never lived in such poverty, but there are others who would benefit even from a dime of your wealth because they could make that dime go so much further than you ever could because they are creative and judicious with what they have. Be mindful of what you have. Be generous with what you have. And be kind with what you have. And so it is. Namaste.